Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for tonight's show of the absolutely shocking, despicable shite 3-1 defeat at West Ham last night, or yesterday afternoon. I can't fucking remember now. I want to forget it that quickly. We will dive into the game. We will talk about certain players. We will talk about managerial decisions throughout the game, etc. And then, of course, we'll do our player ratings. But one thing I will say straight off the bat is there will be no man of the match poll tonight because not one of them fuckers deserves it. If you do enjoy tonight's show, guys, please do give it a thumbs up as usual. And, of course, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Free of charge. Come and join this fantastic community on the Toon Review. All that we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows. And, of course, if you do want to donate, you can hit the super chat button, which is the $ at the bottom of the live comments. That will also guarantee your comments to be read out on the show. And, of course, memberships are still available as well. Now then, I'm joined tonight by Stato and Billy. Good evening, fellas.
Good evening, and good evening to Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and all the best for you fantastic, superb, outstanding, magnificent, yet slightly pissed off people out there in Viewerland.
Slightly pissed off might be an understatement, Billy, to be fair. However, we will get into the crux of it. I mean, are you feeling any better, Billy, after watching it yesterday, 24 hours on? I mean, have you seen any other sort of Newcastle videos? Are you getting a bit of a feel for how the fans are feeling right now?
I didn't need any kind of indication from social media or anything else how the fans would be feeling, because you could not fail to be ultra cheesed off with that performance yesterday. It was
yeah,
without any shadow of a doubt, the worst since Eddie Howe came to be our manager. No shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely. Alex, we were expecting you to pop on the end of the show, but we want to hear from you now. What did you think of that dross yesterday?
I've had 24 hours to reflect and not be quite as frustrated as I was yesterday. I'm going to take it as a wake-up call and see the positives, because that is now something that you cannot sweep under the rug. We have had games where there's been issues at fullback, issues at centre-half, issues on the wing, issues here, issues there, issues away. But because it's been mixed in with some positives and some good results in parts, it's kind of, we've gotten away with it and it's not been addressed because it's good enough. Now, this is kind of, you know, you can't hide away. You can't hide from this. You absolutely cannot hide from this. It is fully exposed all of the dysfunctional parts of this team and everything that could have gone wrong. Well, not everything. You know, Nick Pope didn't have a horrible stinker. He wasn't particularly good, but he didn't have a stinker. There's a few things that could have been a lot worse.
Whoa. Nick Pope didn't have a stinker.
Let's not digress. I don't want to take a left turn yet, but no, yeah, that's by the by. So now we finally got to a point where Eddie Howe and the coaching team categorically cannot shy away from some of the dysfunctional things, whether it's certain wingers in certain situations, in certain games, whether it's the fullbacks, whether it's balance. You just can't. You can't shy away from it anymore. You can't do it. So that's a positive. We're going to have to go forward from here. I mean, positives are, A, they're going to have to change it. B, we've got Tino and Hall and Visser to come back into the side, and there's hopefully going to be some changes off of that performance. They're going to need to go back to the drawing board. 4 or 5 players need a talking to. There needs to be additional work done on the training pitch. There's got to be wholesale changes because of this performance, which can only be a positive. So the good thing about how bad it was is you can't hide from this now. So that's the only positive.
When they get a chance to get on the training pitch, so started with games every 3 days, it's, you know, this training pitch time is now scarce, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you're not wrong there. That makes it harder, certainly.
Couple of super chats to Joe Wilkinson. Can we please scrap the cursed green shirt and never play in it again? We never play well in green. Aaron, a member for 7 months, says Halloween may be over, but it was like the Baron of Bacon got an Eddie costume and bruised everyone in his path. Defo the worst game in Eddie's tenure. And Martin Brophy, who's been a member for 22 months, says, would you rather finish top 5 or win a trophy and get European football?
Well, playing like that, you ain't going to get either, mate.
No, yeah. I genuinely think top 4 is... I mean, we're going to have to... There's going to have to be some awful lot of changes over in the rest of the season for us to get top 4 this year. Now, what I did watch the Geordie Journals earlier on this afternoon, and Liam Kennedy just was disgusted with the performance, as with the other two. It was some home truths were said about certain players, just cruising along in the Premier League. And what is this thing about the Premier League? What is it? Why are we raising our game in the Champions League and the Cup, and then the Premier League just... I mean, nobody seemed asked yesterday. Let's be fair. Anthony Gordon needs a fucking rocket up his arse, by the way, because that little shit is just performing in European competitions. For some strange reason, he has now no goal, no assist in 19 Premier League games. 19! And he does not look the same player when he plays in the Champions League to when he plays in the Premier League. And Harvey Barnes has now gone 15 games without a goal contribution in the Premier League. So, there's certain players who just don't seem to be doing it in the Premier League, Billy. And Anthony Gordon, I'm singling him out because he is supposed to be one of the best left wingers in the country and is on his day. No doubt about it. He is on his day. But in the Premier League, he is absolute... Well, I don't know what the word is. It's just non-existent.
Well, just taking yesterday's game into consideration, the minute he saw Aaron Wan-Bissaka in front of him, he kind of melted. He kind of shrunk. He knows that he's tough to get past with his long legs, and Sato's made it reference that on countless occasions, and he did it yesterday as well. But not only was worried about him defending him, he then left him to go gallivanting up the pitch as was his wont, which causes the second goal. There was no kind of effort in tracking back, left Dan Burn to his own, and Dan Burn was too busy following Jared Bowen around the pitch to have any interest in Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's where the second goal came from. It was all down to that. People blaming Botman for it. That's not Botman's fault at all.
Yeah. Our left-hand side yesterday, Alex, in that first half was a disgrace. It was an absolute disgrace.
It was. I mean, my suggestion at half-time was I want to change the entire left side. Because we could have done that. We could have had Lewis Hall, we could have had Ramsey and Barnes. It would have been 3 straight changes. And there's an argument that maybe Hall and Ramsey in a pinch should be able to play 45. I appreciate Hall's just coming back.
Alex, Eddie Howe said, he was asked about Lewis Hall and said that there was no way he was going to come on the pitch yesterday.
He had no on the bench then.
Exactly. He had no other senior squad players available for the bench. So where's Lascelles? Who knows? Yeah, however, why isn't he putting it, like the Geordie Journals said, why isn't he putting a fucking youngster on the bench? Why even put Lewis Hall there? Ridiculous.
I've got one thing that I don't want to say this is my theory or opinion, because it's not. It's just something I've been thinking about. And that is, I really hope this isn't true, but it's just entered my head in the last few days. And that is that certain players like Bruno and Gordon do have massive egos, and they do turn it on and they can turn it on, and they are good enough. But maybe there's a level of arrogance, and maybe that they are the absolute bee's knees, and that I hope this isn't true, but it's seemingly like they're trying to play to a level against opposition in the Premier League, and they're getting humbled by certain players. They're maybe not respecting how good certain teams are in the Premier League, because they are. This isn't like it was 8 years ago or beyond. Teams at the lower end now have players who are historically good enough to be in European competitions. You know, some of the players that play for Bournemouth, I'm not going to go into this, but West Ham is a prime example. Jarrod Bowen could be playing European football. You know, you've got Paqueta could be playing European football. There's smatterings of those in every team lower down in the pyramid. In the league. And I don't think, and I really hope this isn't the case, but it just feels like they can switch it on and we look like well-beers. Like against Spurs, we had passages of play where we were getting the Olays, we were knocking it around them. They could not play to our level. We played them off the park in moments. And then we go and do that against West Ham. I don't know what it is. Because it's not fatigue. They've practiced for it. They've had their coaching sessions, their seminars. They've got their boards. They've got their little packs of what you're going to do, which player goes on what side. They do their research. This is high-level stuff. I don't get it. What else could it be?
To be honest, mate, I'm not so sure about Bruno, but I definitely agree with you about maybe Anthony Gordon having an ego, and Liam Kennedy thought that. So you're not the first one to mention that, matey.
But I don't know, because he's come out in interviews like that interview historically did with Gary Neville. He talks about trying to check his ego, and he reads inspirational books, and he wants to try and be the best version of himself. So they're all very self-aware. You know, Bruno's got his funny sleep ring and this, that, and the other. They're clearly very self-aware and trying to implement the high levels of like sports psychology, but at the same time they just look cocky and like they just get humbled sometimes. And I hope it's not that, but it kind of looks a little bit like that sometimes.
Well, the attitude from the players out on the pitch yesterday was dreadful. It was absolutely dreadful. And you know, did you see a team yesterday, Billy, out on that pitch that were given 100%? Because I didn't yesterday, and I did question it.
I thought certain players did. I don't think you could put any blame on Malik Chow, for instance.
No,
He put 100% in. I thought the players were confused by the management signals and his indications of what he wanted to do. He was changing things every 5 minutes. It was just terrible communication between the manager and the team. Terrible substitutions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just thought the team thought, well, if he's not bothered, why should we be?
It is a very, very good point. Peter McCardle, a member for 21 months, said, if we turn up against Bilbao, serious questions have to be asked about the players' attitudes. Chippers for the super chat. I'm sick and fed up about the apologies after the game. Actions speak louder than words. Do your fucking job. And GK says, we'll save Tonali from you lads. £100 million in January.
What team's that?
Man United.
I think that's Manchester United, yes. No. However, we do have to talk about the manager, because yesterday, I think, was the first time Eddie Howe was genuinely rattled yesterday. And, you know, not just from the first half performance, but you could see. And he admitted that Voltemada didn't have an injury, wasn't fatigued. He said he just took him off. He said he could have took anybody off in the first half. However, he leaves Joe Linton on the pitch.
On that one.
Yeah, he leaves Joe Linton on the pitch and then puts Joe Linton wide left when he's got Harvey Barnes sitting on his fucking arse. Now, I don't know what Eddie was thinking yesterday, but Billy, you're right. He changed things every few minutes in the second half. He just completely panicked and just thought, shit, I'm just going to throw the kitchen sink at this. At one stage, he had Tonali at right back. Sandro Tonali was at right back. What on earth? He's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, if not in Europe, and he puts him at right back. What is Tonali doing there when we're a goal down? It makes no sense. And then, of course, the charades he was playing, going back 5, back 4. Who the hell was playing where? We do not know. Asula came on, bless him, for the second half. He was all out of the shop yesterday, just like the rest of them. There was no cohesion at all, Billy.
Yeah, but there's no cohesive press, so Osula couldn't really...
Well, at the end of the day, we're losing at half-time. He takes his goal-scoring Maestro off when we're behind, not injured. Okay, he was dropping deep and no one was running beyond him. Then the case there is to bring a striker on and let him play in behind him and maybe get through that way. No, he takes the striker off and just goes like for like with Asula in for Voltemada. Make no sense whatsoever. The Joe Linton gone to the left wing made no sense whatsoever. Yeah, lots of things didn't make any sense whatsoever to me. And it's concerning, I have to say, because it's not the first time he's done that. Every time we go behind, and places that we shouldn't be, like Everton a few years ago, Luton Town. This is when he panics. Even Dortmund in Champions League, he swapped the fullbacks about 4 times in 10 minutes there. So he does panic at times. He definitely does. And I thought we were over this now, but clearly not.
We don't have a plan B, Alex. That's the problem. He doesn't have a plan B. And this has been one of the criticisms that a lot of people have aimed at Eddie Howe, is the fact that when things aren't going right, he just panics. He throws caution to the wind. He's very reactionary. But those subs at half-time, we definitely needed them, because you said it, Billy said it at half-time, we all said it, that a change was needed. But it was the wrong personnel.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got the benefit of hindsight, and I don't agree with what you said previously. I think Eddie Howe always gets attacked for not being reactionary enough. Maybe he'll wait until something happens, but
yeah, he's not proactive, Alex. That's a problem.
And not very decisive. And I think he pulled the trigger a little bit too hard. I mean, I wanted a triple sub. We talked about this at half time. I think it was there for all to see, but I would not have called some of the subs. Like, I'm not a big fan of Emil Kraft at right back at this level. I've made that abundantly clear in the last week. Even after he did well against Spurs, I still have my reservations. But I don't get that. I think maybe just give him a bit more cover. I mean, there were less erratic things that we could have done that would have made more sense. You could have made one sub and shifted maybe Joe Linton up with Voltemada and gone 4-4-2. You could keep Murphy covering Kraft. There are ways you could have adjusted this. You could have just bring Barnes for someone. You could have gone 4-4-2. You could have just been a little bit more structured and try and protect the fullbacks a bit more. Maybe go a little bit more direct. Try some slightly different things. But he rolled the dice in so many different ways. I don't quite get the Osula at halftime. I wouldn't have called that. I get that that Voltemada's played a lot of minutes. I don't know. I can't really get on board with what he changed and why. It doesn't make sense to me. I was looking at a completely different picture to that.
I mean, a lot of people have said, certainly commenting on social media and things like that, saying, "Oh, we're not allowed a bad spell. We're just kicking off." People need to open their eyes here and realise that, especially the away form, right? This has been a problem for a long time now. It's not something new. It just isn't something new. It's been going on for a long time. Our form this season in the Premier League has been awful. We got up for the game against Liverpool. That was under the lights. Right? That was under the lights at St. James's Park. It had extra spice to it because of all the reasons in the summer. Right? And we did go at Liverpool, no doubt about that. But, come on. The Premier League form, home and away, has been pretty poor, and we've scraped through results. We barely beat Fulham. I mean, come on. It's just like, still people want to say that everything's flowery and rosy. We're 13th in the Premier League, and if we get beat at Brentford, we could go into the next international break 16th or 17th in the table. I mean, come on, guys. Open your eyes and smell the coffee. We need to start absolutely now getting things right, because it's no excuses now saying, "Oh, it's early in the season. Oh, it's this, it's that." This isn't just this season.
I think it's a combination of both, though, Paul. That's the only thing, isn't it? We don't want to. We're all unhappy, but I want to make sure that this does not give the extremists a voice, because there are a lot of people out there that think Eddie shouldn't be the manager, and various players are absolutely not good enough. There is an extreme side of the fan base. And just because we're all really unhappy with this result does not mean that you are correct as an extreme opinion holder. Because I think it's somewhere in the middle. Our away form has been really bad for a long time, and there are deficiencies in this team, and we need to address those. However, it's not, "Oh my God, everything's gone wrong and we need to rip up the playbook, sell everyone, it's terrible." We're not Man United, all right? We don't need open heart surgery. We are somewhere in the middle of, this has been a problem for a long time and we need to address it. Hopefully, as I said at the start, this is a big enough mess publicly that it now needs to be addressed.
a rocket up their arses kind of thing, yeah. Abs says we're in the fucking Champions League, so it hasn't been going on for that long. This season has been difficult, but to say it's been happening for a long time is BS.
Abs, it has. We are
Come
away
on,
from
Abs, man.
since like.
When's the last time we went away from home in the league? When's the last time we actually performed away from home in the league?
Abs, we barely snuck into the Champions League because our form towards the end of the season completely plummeted, and we just scraped in. We were comfortable.
Pre-season, we didn't win in pre-season, did we?
No. Well, Carlisle behind closed doors. But...
And we've had no... Have we won away in the Premier League at all this year? I don't think we've won a single one, have we? So, yeah, it has been a while, like, legitimately. We're not making it up.
No.
I'm going to bring the fixtures up. I'm curious.
While you're doing that, Jasks says if we don't start playing better, we could maybe start panicking about fighting for relegation. Let's just no. Kevin Green, I remember 29 months. Thank you, Kev. Watch when Bruno came on in the Tottenham game. Coach tried to give me instructions and totally dismissed him as if I know better. Joe Tyneside says, what bothers me about yesterday is that we're still capable of performing like that. All teams lose, but go down fighting, man. We were a complete mess. Spike says, has Eddie learned? I don't think so. Do you know what? I got a comment on my earlier video today, the usual, I could not believe what I read, saying, Eddie is still learning. Right? Give a fucking rest to that crap. He has been a top flight manager for years now. Don't come at me saying Eddie Howe is still learning. Please. Because he's not learning from certain mistakes at the minute. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not Eddie Howe out and I not a chance. But he has got to start learning from his mistakes. But learning management, give it a rest, man. Z-Zone says Asula is terrible. Reminds me of striker Almiron. I've got me doubts about Asula.
Peter, 22.
Yeah, well, Alex, some of the journalists are now calling him out saying, "What is he?
Yeah,
Who is he?
What? 30 when
who
he was
is Asula?" He's a puzzling player. You know, he comes on, sometimes he make an impact, and he was absolutely shite yesterday.
Is hilarious.
But the thing was, yesterday
we said just leave him for the season.
I'm not the only one saying that, Alex.
You can't blame him for that yesterday. He was
yeah, but
journalists are asking an outrageous reaction from you.
At least he went looking for the ball yesterday. A lot of them didn't.
I am repeating what journalists are saying.
I don't know. They're not right because they're journalists.
Who is Will Asula? What type of player is he? I don't know.
Fine. He's a
but that's my opinion, which I'm allowed to have. I don't know what type of player Asula is. I don't know what the hell he is.
He's a 22-year-old who they're going to use and try and progress. And if he doesn't progress enough to be valuable as a first or second choice, they'll sell him. And if he does, they'll keep him. That is it. You just got to leave him for the season to progress and play.
Well,
that is literally all it is. We don't need to keep measuring him every time he has a bad day.
He did okay yesterday, as far as the team went. At least he ran around trying to find the ball, trying to put challenges in.
There was no press.
I could run around though, Billy. Anyone can run around.
The rest of them fucking didn't.
I know. No. I know that. Peter Garthwaite says he made changes but left the worst players on the pitch, which is worrying. Right. Used to. Why isn't this is just the same old fucking question. Why is he keeping those players on the pitch? What did you see yesterday from a fan point of view? And obviously, Billy, me and you saw it. We were commentating on the game. But what on earth does he see to keep Dan Burn and Joe Linton on the pitch for 90 fucking minutes yesterday? Somebody tell me.
Honestly, don't know.
It's funny that we saw 45 minutes of Emil Kraft struggle and he immediately pulled the plug. Whereas we had to put up with Dan Burn doing this for years. It took 45 minutes for a plug pull on Kraft. It's mental.
It's crazy. Samsonite Dove, EPL has been hot and cold since the cup final. Yes, it has. It has.
Do you want to have a look?
And Anya with the super sticker. Thank you very much, Anya. Yeah, let's have a look.
Right, here's So here's the loss at West Ham. Let me zoom in a bit just so everybody can see this. We'll go through this horrible journey together because there's still quite a lot of people in the chat saying that we're not right and that it's not a thing.
Oh, of course, yeah. There's always the butterflies and flowers clan,
there's proof, isn't there? So the most recent away win is a loss. Good home form there. And if we go back, we beat Benfica at home, lost away to Brighton. The away in the Champions League we won. What else? A drew away to Bournemouth. And then drew away to Leeds.
Yeah, scraped past Wolves. Scraped
drew
past
away
Fulham.
to Villa. And then you've got pre-season, which was just a bag of absolute,
hammers.
Wank.
Awful.
Yeah.
And if we go back to the end of last season, draw away to Brighton. We got hammered against Villa, 4-1. We beat Leicester away 3-0 on Monday, the 7th of April. So the last time we had a positive Premier League result away was Monday, the 7th of April. And that was a Leicester team that are not in
an
the division
absolutely
anymore.
shocking Leicester side, yeah. Yeah.
And prior to that, well, we did beat Liverpool away. That was the cup final. That doesn't count.
That was the cup final,
Beat
and then we won
away.
at West
Okay,
Ham.
so it basically post-cup final, literally post-cup final, away form has dropped off a cliff. We've not won away in the Premier League since April the 7th.
That's not good enough. That is just not good enough. What anybody says.
That's for certain.
Certainly not. Magpie50 says, how did we fall apart? We had no game plan, no tactics, bad subs. Eddie did get it wrong. No away wins. He must sort it out now. Pope out, J7 out, Byrne replaced at left back. We looked like a Sunday League team. Shit.
Do you know what really annoyed me about yesterday, more so than all these other recent losses? Is in some of the recent losses, we conceded through a singular mistake or a lapse of concentration. Maybe somebody lost their man in a set piece, or, like the goals against Brighton were just, they switched off, they got cut through. It was one or two lapses of concentration. Whereas that against West Ham, we were rubbish for pretty much the entire match. They could have scored 5 or more if they really wanted to. They hit the post and the crossbar a number of times. That wasn't one or two mistakes and lapses of concentration. That was West Ham completely played us off the park for large portions of that game. So that was very different to the other losses. This was much worse. We got battered.
What's happening to Joe Linton, Billy? What's happened to him?
I don't know. I really don't know. He just seems to lack the physicality. Anything really. It was totally, anonymous yesterday for the whole game.
He's been passed around so many times this season, hasn't he? Just like a spectator.
We hardly mentioned his name at all.
Yeah.
At all. And at half-time, Stato quite like said, get Joe Linton off. He kept him on and kept him on and kept him on and still didn't mention him. And to me, we played with 10 men yesterday. Well, less than that, but he was one of the main culprits. He did absolutely nothing the whole game.
What's the point in buying Ramsey? That's the whole point in having Ramsey as an option, so we can fix that if it's happening.
I agree.
I mean, Ramsey came on yesterday. And we said it in commentary, Billy, that
Not
he
Joe
did.
Linton, though.
No, but he did push us. He did want to get forward when he got the ball. He wanted to take the team forward. But Joe Linton out on the left-hand side made absolutely zero sense. Zero sense.
Well, he wasn't good in midfield either, but it wasn't
He got a little
physicality that we needed.
bit of skill in the whole game where he went past one and...
Yeah, he had
we were getting
yeah.
done by body feints and flicks and tricks. Like Paqueta was enjoying his football. He was playing little back heels, and we needed people that could compete technically, not physically. And Ramsey was the ideal candidate. And I don't know what we did. Who did we take off instead?
He took Gordon off, didn't he? Took
Gordon, Voltemata, and Kraft, wasn't it? Those were the three at half time.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It didn't.
I'd have gone Barnes for Gordon and Ramsey for Joe Linton. And fine, if you need to take if you're pulling the plug on Emil Kraft, fine, you could do what you did, bring Fabian Schär on and move Chow over. That makes sense. But the Joe Linton staying on and shuffling around.
Yeah. And then he tried Murphy at right back. Then he put Tonali at right back. Oh my good God! Honestly, it was just a sham.
It's because I think Chow tried to attack an overlap once and made a bit of a hash of it. So I think Howe panicked and shifted it again.
which is bonkers, really, because you're trying to get used to a new system, and then he changes it 6 minutes later.
Yeah.
Dan says, "Do we buy in January? If so, who and what position?" Well, those will be to talk about closer to the time, Dan.
I'm not sure we've got any money.
Well, I mean, that's
Spent most of it.
Yeah. Spike says UCL game's good, Cup game's good, Premier League shit. Yep. Peter says people are saying Isak covered up the cracks. Well, Isak downed tools before the end of the season and all, but, fuck him. Now, obviously, another talking point is Nick Pope from yesterday. I thought his decision-making was pretty dreadful yesterday. Why is he not catching the ball? And obviously the first goal came from a ridiculous punch when he should have caught it. And you screamed at him at the time, Billy. There's nobody coming in on him. What's he punching? And it was it was so weak. It only got to the 18-yard line. Paqueta then hits a shot, and I swear to God, it's like Nick Pope had wet toilet roll hands, because he just sort of pushed at the ball down and into the back of the net. It was a shocking display. And the West Ham's third goal as well. I mean, absolutely comical. Now, Alex, you've been saying for a long, long time now that you want Aaron Ramsdale in.
I have.
So, do you think that performance by Pope yesterday is enough to convince Eddie Howe to change the goalkeeping situation? Because personally, I don't think he will.
No, because Pope signed another year extension because they've deferred the decision of fixing the goalkeeper position. But again, I'm willing to take. And again, this is maybe putting a label on Ramsdale that's a bit unfair. But everybody's assumption is that Pope is a better shot stopper than Ramsdale. The average person. Maybe not all of you think that, but I'm just going on what generally people say.
Yeah.
So I would be willing to trade 10-20% stopping ability for the rest of what Ramsdale gives you in a far more technical, complete goalkeeper. And it'll help. The loss of Kieran Trippier yesterday, losing a technician, and we've been saying this for a very long time. When we went to watch Southampton at the start of the previous season, Paul, we had no technicians on the pitch. And, well, I mean, we did to a degree, but then Fabian Schär decided to headbutt, fake headbutt Ben Burton Diaz, whatever his bloody name is.
Yeah, I got to say, make sure you say fake headbutt.
Yeah. So not having a technician like Trippier kind of exacerbated it. You've got no Hall, you've got no Schär, you've got no Trippier, your goalkeeper can't play out either. And it's just take it because West Ham pressed us very aggressively. They were super aggressive. And I just think a more technical goalkeeper. We need to make that change. You guys know, everybody knows I've had this opinion for months. Might he be a slightly worse goalkeeper than Nick Pope in certain areas? Yes. However, we absolutely. I mean, do you two think we'll eventually progress to a more technically gifted goalkeeper at some point?
Look,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, why don't we just do it now then? Why don't we just do it now? So we progress the whole team stylistically. Why are we waiting?
On Ramsdale, right? You look at his performance against Tottenham in the Cup on Wednesday. Everything was calm. There was no crazy panicking in the penalty area. We dealt with things the right way. Look how many times, do you remember, Billy, we were commentating on the crosses coming in and saying, oh yeah, Ramsdale screamed at Burn to leave it or Botman to leave it, and they just left it to go out. There was no blind panicking. It just all seemed very calm. He had a brilliant understanding with his defensive players, made some great saves. His distribution was good. There's just not that out-and-out panic when it goes back to Ramsdale. And we've seen it in the couple of times he's played.
Things did look infinite more calmer in the penalty box defensive-wise with Aaron Ramsdale there. And when you've got Nick Pope punching the ball, it's chest high with no one around him. Why would you be confident in your goalkeeper? Because of that one punch where he should have caught it. Could have caught it one-handed if he wanted to. Because of that one error, as far as I'm concerned, it was an error. He then confounded it by not saving it at the near post. I thought he might have been unsighted. He wasn't. Had a clear view of it. He's made 2 errors in one. It's cost us a goal, and no wonder the defence isn't confident in him. If that's the case,
Hatton Ben Arthur. Here we go. The guy literally kept us in the game. You're talking out of your arses.
he made some good saves before the first goal. He did.
Yeah, but the whole point of being a goalkeeper is to stop making silly mistakes. And
this is the thing, though. If we put Ramsdale in, Ramsdale will make mistakes. He'll make different kinds of mistakes, but he will still make mistakes. It just gets us to our style that we are inevitably going to move to much quicker. Because we will.
It's all right saying, he kept us in the game. He lost us the game because 2 goals were down to him. They were pathetic.
He lost the ball initially and didn't track back. So for that first goal.
Yeah, but Alex, he shouldn't be punching like that. He shouldn't be punching the first goal. He shouldn't be conceding from where he is at his near post. And the third goal, holy shit. And I've seen people questioning his positioning for the Botman own goal as well, saying where the hell was he going? Look, it was just a complete shit show yesterday.
I was massively bringing up concerns about Nick Pope, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I did that, he did his 60-yard throw assist. And everyone was like, oh, look, see, he's amazing. Well, no, he can throw the ball really far. Okay. There's still issues. So we got absolutely annihilated by a team that are going to struggle not to get relegated. There are going to have to be some adjustments to the team. And it's low-hanging fruit. I'm going for Nick Pope. I would like to see Ramsdale in. However, he's not a scapegoat. He shouldn't be the only scapegoat because there are
no, definitely not. Yeah,
and I do
absolutely.
think we mentioned transfers. We absolutely need to go for a versatile fullback in the January transfer window. We need one player in the window. It is categorically a fullback of some description, whether it's a younger one that can play both sides. I don't care. We need one. Because we've sent Matt Targett off on loan because he's not good enough.
Yeah.
Alex Murphy's unavailable. Harrison Ashby's unavailable. Both are arguably not good enough. We're not sure. We need some more fullbacks.
We don't know if Alex Murphy isn't available though, Stato.
We've got no idea. Yeah, but
I don't know why he's not. He played for the under-21s last time. Somebody said he came off with a knock, but I mean, nobody's asking the questions though. We're not. Somebody ask him some fucking questions.
We don't need a striker. We've got 3. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. It's much deeper than that. Magpie50 says Pope can't catch a fucking cold. Spike's gifted a Toon Review membership. Thank you, Spike. Eric says guaranteed burn at left back on Wednesday. Definition of insanity is blind loyalty to certain players will eventually ruin him. See Longstaff last season.
It's going to get worse than that, Eric, because when Lewis Hall eventually does come back into the side, I can guarantee that Dan Burn will be playing centre back.
He can't, surely can't.
Although Botman with his own goal yesterday.
Well, Botman was terrible yesterday, by the way. He was all over the place.
I don't blame him for the own goal.
I don't blame him for the own goal, but he didn't have a good game. He wasn't his normal self.
He wasn't.
Susan Fagan says players weren't at it, but it's harder when we change tactics to accommodate Voldemort without proper pre-season.
But we're now in November.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I think, the tactical changes yesterday was just rolling dice and rolling other people's dice. He just went bananas.
Yeah, I mean...
How much of that can we... Because we're blaming the players quite a lot. How much of that can we maybe take off the players' back because there was so much of a crazy adjustment?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think Eddie needs to take a big portion of the blame as well. Instead of just looking at just the players, some of the decisions. I mean, if you're on that, if you're, doing something that you've been training for, and then all of a sudden you change tactics, and then 7 minutes, 7 minutes later, you're changing again, and you've got players playing in positions that they shouldn't be. It didn't make sense. We have a big squad now and shouldn't be putting square pegs in round holes. We shouldn't be doing it.
The fundamental error of all of it was quite clearly he told Dan Burn to do a man-to-man job on Jared Bowen and follow him everywhere, which he did. Occasionally, he saw occasionally he saw him in the middle of the park. You saw him on the right wing at times. All of it, he's been pulled out there. Alan Wan-Bissaka's bollocking up that touchline without anyone following him. That's the fundamental error to why we lost the game yesterday.
Abs makes a good point, a sobering thought to think that Murphy is our best wide player at the minute.
He's certainly statistically.
Well, I mean, look,
Next week.
nobody can argue with his goal contributions. But let's move into the player ratings, then, shall we? This should be interesting. Join in the chat, guys. Let us know what you are rating the players, if you agree with us or you don't. And we'll see what we end up with. So, Billy, Nick Pope.
Well, he's at fault for the first goal and for the third goal. I think the third goal doesn't happen if we're still level now. I think that's a case of pushing many people forward. But irrespective of that, he still made a complete arse of it. But he did make some good saves before. I'm going to give him a 4. And I think that's maybe generous.
Alex?
I'll go for 3. I'm just trying to remember. I mean, there was a few saves, but beyond that, I wasn't impressed with his catching, punching, distribution, anything. Just no.
Yeah,
no.
I've gone 3.5. Exactly like I think we're all a little perplexed at that performance. Yes, he did make saves, but when it's like saying that some of the players, did some good things, but then if they're at fault, we mark them down. So yes, Pope did some good things with the saves yesterday, but his catching was abysmal. He punched when he didn't have to. His punches were weak as dishwater, and I just don't get the first goal, how that beat him. Because I thought he might have been, his sight might have been blocked. However, you see it from behind the goal, the view from behind the goal, he clearly saw it.
Perfect.
It took him 3 years to get down to it, and then when he did get down to it, his hands went missing. So I don't quite understand that one. Emil Kraft, Billy.
We got a bit of a runaround from Christiansen, Somerville, and Juve for overlapping. I felt a bit sorry for him, actually. Obviously, not the quality to play Premier League football. You can get away with it once or twice, but over a period of games, he's going to get found out. And I thought he was yesterday. I'll give him a 3.
Okay. Alex?
Are we doing Emil Kraft, are we?
Emil Kraft, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great. He was definitely at risk of being subbed, and he was. I would have probably given him... I'm not a big fan nowadays, but I thought it was a little bit harsh taking him off. But I'll go with a 4.
4. I've gone with Billy with a 3. I think as time goes by, it's all right saying he's been, fantastic for us in the past. He's done this, he's done that. But what we need to now, he's older, and he wasn't superb in his younger years with us. But now he can't. No, just no. Couple more. Super chat from Chris Explore says Pope unable to kick the ball is hurting us. Ramsdale can, and it plays to our strengths. And our last good form was Dubravka, and he could kick. Well, yeah, I mean, people say that Nick Pope was lucky to get his place back last season. Of course, he did really well in the cup final, but did Dubravka deserve to be dropped? I mean, how long does he put his?
We lost to Man City, and then he got dropped immediately. Like everyone loses to Man City.
Yeah,
yeah. The 9-match run was all under Dubravka, wasn't it?
It was, which. I mean, it tells me a story that Nick Pope is he could have an awful game, he could have an awful few games, and he still won't leave him out. Dan Byrne, Billy.
This fella's an international footballer, so he should have the intelligence to realise that he's getting pulled from pillar to post to create space for other people. He didn't get it at all. Yeah. I thought it was an absolutely shocking performance, even though he's not a left back. And it's all right saying that, but he's played there enough to know that, the space that you're supposed to be in, you've got to be in.
Billy, how many times yesterday when we were on commentary did we say, where is Dan Byrne?
Exactly.
And he wasn't in the left back position.
A lot of that was down to the intelligence in Jared Bowen, but God, he's an England international. Surely you should know that you're getting played like a fiddle. And he didn't. He didn't get it at all in the whole game. I'm going to give him 1 just to get his boots on the right feet, and I'm not sure he even did that.
Okay. Alex?
2.
Okay.
He's we've been getting away with playing Dan Burn at left back and not conceding from people getting into the space.
Yep.
And it didn't quite work out like that yesterday. It doesn't. And I get that we don't have any other players to play there, but
well, I think
Dan,
we do,
Dan
Alex,
Burn's a good
to be
centre
honest,
half
but-
and a good player, but it just doesn't work in this particular instance. So yeah.
Okay, Malik Chow, Bill.
Probably our best player. Terrific tackle, which was originally given as a penalty, but it was a terrific tackle to stop them from scoring.
It was, yeah. Incredible tackle.
And then he got pushed to right back. He looked like a fish out of water, to be fair to him. For the 5 minutes he was there.
It's not his fault, though, is it? You know, I mean,
No.
I mean,
I thought he had a fair game. I'll give him a 6.
yeah. Okay, Alex.
Malik Chow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember really a lot wrong from him, to be honest. I'll go with a 6. I can't really give him. I can't really give him any higher, even though you can't give him more than 6s in a performance like that. But individually,
I understand. Yeah,
some of the forward passing was okay. He didn't look overly great going forward as a right back, and that's because he's not a right back. He's definitely a centre half. This is what happens when you keep putting fullbacks, centre halves as fullbacks. Even Pep Guardiola's given up on that now.
yeah. I've gone 6 as well. I think he was one of our better players yesterday, and certainly the tackle for the penalty. I mean, when we first saw it, it looked like a clear penalty. But hang on, I'm coming on to that, Billy.
How did you know he got the ball?
I saw it. I saw it divert.
No, you
saw it.
No, Billy, you saw on the replay, right? The
No,
first
before
replay.
that. Before
You
that.
didn't see that in real time.
Oh,
You couldn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, this is the last show that Billy will be a part of because he's getting picked up by the CIA tomorrow to go just go and watch the video.
No, honestly, I did. Whether I did it because I'm biased, I don't know.
Eagle-Eye Cherry there thinks he got it. You've been a bit cocky with your bloody decisions this
I
season.
barely saw
Billy,
it after
yeah.
like 4 replays.
I
had to
was
watch
convinced
many
it was a
times.
penalty, and then we saw the replay, and then you saw the ball divert. You couldn't possibly have seen that in real time, Billy, unless you.
Watch it back. You'll see.
No, you didn't say anything at the time. You didn't say anything at all until the replay.
I saw the deflection.
I've been having a look at defenders with contracts expiring, and there's a few juicy ones floating around. Ryan Sessegnon from Fulham, 25. He's going to be available. John Stones' his contract's expiring. You've got some interesting ones. Mikalenko from Everton, 26.
Mikalenko, are you having a tin bath, Alex?
Well, he's better than Matt Targett, and he's free.
But Matt Targett's not even at the club, so we don't need to talk about Matt Targett. Mikalenko, Alex.
I would prefer a subpar fullback
It's
to
better
a
than Dan
centre
Burn.
half
That's good.
than Dan Burn. Come on, like.
I mean, right,
just need
okay,
a
I'll give you
fullback.
that. I'll give you that, right? I'll give you
Jackson's
that.
better than fucking Dan Burn.
Yes, I'll give you the Dan Burn thing, but Dan Burn is not a left
The
back.
next season, Bournemouth.
All right, so we can compare Dan Burn to every left back in the Premier League. So
Danny
yeah,
Carvajal is going to be available. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Danny Carvajal, yeah, absolutely. I thought there was another super chat came in there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, Walker Peters. I was, you know what? I was thinking that now we could have had Walker Peters for free, and he went to West Ham and came on for them yesterday.
He did. He did. Anyway, guys, just to remind you that we do have a merchandise store, which is the toonreview.com. Or you can scan the QR code in the top left-hand corner of your screen right now, and that will take you to the website. Some fantastic stuff on there. We've got hoodies, we've got T-shirts, we've got mugs, coffee mugs, travel mugs, beanie hats, caps. There's loads of stuff on there. And thank you very much for all your recent orders, folks. They are getting sent out by the bucket load at the minute, so thank you very much for that. And the QR code that's now on the screen is for Lineup Builder, who we've partnered with again out at the graphics guys. They have some quizzes now on their website. They are fantastic. They are real challenging quizzes. They change every day. Go and take a look. Challenge your friends, challenge your family. if you are a football knowledge guru, like our own Mr. Trey there, not just a football knowledge guru, but seems to have the eyesight of an owl in the dark right now. So please do scan that QR code, or the link to go and do the quizzes is right at the top of the description of the show. So thank you very much. Right, let's move on to Botman, Billy.
Yeah, it wasn't his greatest day at the office yesterday at all. Strangely subdued. Don't blame him for the own goal. Absolutely not. It wasn't his fault. Again, trying to cover space it is left by Dan Burn. Spent most of his game trying to cover that space behind Dan Burn. Or not even behind him, just where he wasn't. I'll give him a 4.
4. Alex?
The own goal's not his fault. It was shades of when Fabian Schär got an own goal against Arsenal. You're moving to defend the ball. Like, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Ideally, we should have stopped it prior to that. That being said, he still wasn't fantastic. He's not Rolls-Royced it in the last few appearances.
Last couple, he's been sloppy, hasn't he?
Yeah, he needs an oil and filter change. Maybe a pollen filter. He's looking a bit, don't know, a few cobwebs from Big Sven. Maybe the cut on his head's affected him a little bit. But yeah, I'll go with a 5. I'm not gonna punish him specifically for the own goal. I think that's, we're not bloody fantasy football. We're not going to do it just out of context. Contextually, not his fault. You want him to try and defend that, and if he doesn't go for it, you crucify him for not trying to get to it. So you take the risk when you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go with a 5.
I've gone 4 like Billy. I don't think he's playing well. Absolutely nowhere near his Rolls-Royce best yesterday. Struggled in places, which was strange. But like you, I'm not blaming him for the own goal. I think he has to try and stop that ball coming across. It's just one of those. It happens in football. We've seen it many times before. But all in all, I don't think he was great yesterday. But hopefully it's just the bang on the head. Maybe the staples are just, digging in a little bit. It's a horrible thought. Tonali, Bill.
Yeah, strangely out of sorts. Another one, wasn't he? I know one thing. He's not a right back. I think the West Ham midfield dominated ours, and Sandro's part of ours. I mean, he couldn't fault his effort. He was trying, but I'll give him a 4.
4 for Tonali. Alex?
I think that's a bit harsh. I don't think he was that bad in midfield. I think his two partners. I think Bruno had a real tough game. I think he was playing Paqueta and playing the man instead of the situation. And Joe Linton was just on one. So Tonali was kind of trying to do 60 things at once. And he's not God. He was outrageous. I'll go with the 5 for Sandro. There's a few people giving him much lower than a 5. I thought that was harsh.
There's also some giving him 7s.
he can only do like what he's.
How can anyone get a 7? Wow.
But for people, Robin saying our midfielder's non-existent, but Tonali can't win a midfield on his own. He can't do that. It doesn't matter how good he is. He absolutely cannot do that. So that doesn't mean he deserves to be marked down because he can't win a 1v2 or a 1v3. He's not Superman. That's unrealistic. You've got to factor in that as a balance, it didn't work because the other two were poor.
Yeah. 4 for me. I just nowhere near at his best. Look, he's been pushed around, playing right back and everything yesterday. Tactical changes all the time. Just ridiculous. This guy is an absolutely top-class midfielder. And unfortunately, yesterday, his other two midfielders didn't really help him very much.
I got some stats for him, Paul, just to back this up.
Yeah.
96% passing accuracy from Sandro, 11 out of 12 accurate long balls. So 11 accurate pings up the pitch. He did fine. 5 ball recoveries. His duels were okay. Even the data doesn't do Tonali dirty. He was fine. He just needed some kind of support from someone.
Yeah. Bruno, Billy.
Well, he was totally totally outplayed by his mates. That's for certain.
Yeah, Paqueta looked much better, didn't he?
Partly to blame for the first goal because he didn't close Paqueta down enough. He didn't use his usual kind of energy to get out to block the shot. I thought he had a poor game. I'll give him a 3.5.
3.5. Alex?
I don't think I'm going to give him a 3.5. I think that is a little. Is it harsh? I mean, I gave Sandra a 5. No, maybe 3.5 is fair. Yeah, I think he played the man.
I'll tell you what,
every single time.
Julie, our mod, has been absolutely cutthroat tonight with her scores. Holy shit!
0.
I thought ours were going to be bad.
As Julie J said, I completely agree. Every single time he got put in front of Paqueta, he lost the ball, or he let him go past, or he was certainly playing the man, and it really showed.
Yeah.
His data's been inflated because he's been credited an assist for the Murphy goal, which was largely 99% Murphy's own doing. But Bruno gets the assist for it, apparently.
I take it Billy's got the Sunderland game on.
I think that Jordan Pickford's mascot has a half Mackham, half Scouse Mackham shirt on.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Why would
it may be his son.
I'll go 3.5. I was originally not in agreement with Billy, but I can't justify any other score. 3.5.
Well, I've gone a 3, so we're all along the same lines for Bruno yesterday. Joe Linton, Billy?
I'm going to give him a 0. Absolutely did nothing apart from one little bit. But, yeah, to stay on the pitch for 90 minutes, Lord knows how. Didn't contribute much at all, if anything. It's time for him to take a rest for a while.
Okay. There you go. Billy has spoken. Alex, Joe Linton.
If I'm giving Bruno a 3.5, I'm going to give Joe Linton a 2. He doesn't get a 1 purely because he did win some ground duels. He progressed the ball a few times, so he gets marks for that. But beyond that, he didn't look good in midfield. He didn't look good out wide. He didn't look good out of possession, in possession. And I agree with Billy. I think Jacob Ramsey has now got one foot in this team, and he'll be banging on that manager's door.
Yeah. I've given 1.5. I've given him an extra half for that turn and shot, which was going wide, by the way, but it was a nice little turn on the edge of the box.
I've got to disappear at 8 o'clock, by the way, bang on. So we'll.
All right. Well, okay. Well, Alex, give us your voting for Murphy, Gordon, and Voltemada.
Murphy can have, I think he can have a 7, probably the highest mark. Great goal. He did it all himself. It wasn't fantastic at helping Emil Kraft, but he was better than Gordon's defensive contributions. You can't be much worse. 7 for Murphy. He was absolutely not the problem yesterday. He was okay. He got a goal for the team. Voltemada, I don't think we played through him enough, used him enough. And then when we did, it didn't really stick on him. It kept bouncing off him. I'll go for a 5. Tried, but quite ineffective. I don't know why he got took off either. That was a bit weird. Gordon, his worst performance of the season. Does he even get a 2? I mean, no, there was a good shot, actually. There was a good shot that was really
Areola
solid.
made a good save from. Yeah. That was
the
first half.
I'll go for 2.5 because he looked lively in that bit, and then he just all dropped off from there.
Right, and before you go, Eddie Howe.
Ooh, a 2 as well. Just got it all wrong and went mental with the substitutions.
Yeah. Right, no problem, Eddie. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for the Bilbao preview.
Indeed. See you later, guys.
See you soon, Eddie. Good night. Stato will be back tomorrow night, of course, for the preview of the Bilbao game. And I wonder what team we come up with tomorrow night, Billy, because I ain't got a Scooby-Doo.
I know left back we're going to be.
Yeah. Just a little bit element of sarcasm in that comment there, Billy Trey, to be honest. Anyway, right. Let's get back to Jacob Murphy, Billy.
Yeah, I think he was our best player because he scored a great goal. Not much else, but for that goal alone, he's going to get 7.
7. Okay. I've gone 6. I thought he did score, but there wasn't a lot of other creativity from him, but it was a brilliant strike. And once again, continues with his fantastic ratio and goal contributions is incredible. Anthony Gordon, Billy.
I'll give him 1 for that shot that Stato referred to. Nothing else. No defensive cover, nothing. Really poor performance.
So is that a 1?
It's a 1.
Yeah, same as me. I thought he was dreadful. Voldemada.
Well, the ball was bouncing off him yesterday like we were playing Joe Linton up for many years ago. It was no different. What we saw from Joe Linton as a striker is what we saw from Voldemada yesterday. He just didn't play well at all and didn't get much service. And when he did, he lost the ball, basically.
Yeah.
4.
4. I've gone a 3. But again, you know what? I mean, people are going to be, oh, yeah, but he's done this, he's done that. However, you know, he is capable of having a bad game. And I think that just the way the match went yesterday was completely, you know, I think anybody that tried to play it yesterday in our front 3 or with those 2 wingers yesterday, certainly with Gordon, I mean, there was nothing coming into him at all. Right, the subs, Billy. So obviously half time we had who came on at half time? We had Asula, yeah.
Ramsey. And who's the other one?
I'm trying to think. Because Kraft came off, didn't he? Who came on for Kraft? I've got it written down. Just 2 seconds.
I forgot myself.
Yeah, I think
Fabian Schär.
Yeah, Fabian Schär. I think, Billy, we've sort of just trying to forget the whole thing. Right, Will Asula, Billy.
I understood him coming on, but I didn't understand him coming on in place of Voldemada. I thought they should have played together. I thought we needed to get a goal back in the game. We were behind. I didn't see the point changing like for like. I really didn't. He ran around quite a bit without any real impact at all. 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've gone for as well. And you know what? It's. I know people are saying, "Oh, you know, he'll come. You give him a chance. Give him." I just don't know who Will Asula is. I'll support him every time he comes on the pitch. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't know as a footballer what we've got there. Because sometimes he looks really skillful, looks really technical, and then next he's just all over the shop. So we'll wait and see on him.
He may have looked better with Voldemada behind. If you take Joe Linton off and go with 4-2-3-1 type of formation, might have worked. But it was worth trying. What do we have in the end?
Well, I mean, look, it was a shot to nothing, wasn't it? Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty bright. Give him a 5.
Yeah, I've gone 5.5. I thought, like I said earlier, I just thought he pushed us forward a bit better, which we didn't get from Joe Linton. Excuse me, Fabian Schär.
Didn't really do a lot either, did we? I mean, for all of the how short we were, until we started really going gung-ho, if you like, it was gung-ho for us. We weren't really under any pressure, really, was we?
We had a lot of possession in the second half, Billy, but we just didn't do anything with it.
Didn't much wrong, really.
Yeah.
5.
That's exactly what I've got. There wasn't a lot of defending to be done in the second half.
No, it wasn't.
Harvey Barnes came on in the
63rd minute. It was 18 minutes when he
65. He came on, Billy.
Ridiculous. He had to wait that long. And yet when he come on, he didn't piss all, did he? 4.
4 for Harvey Barnes. I've gone 3.5. I mean, he tried, bless him. He tried a couple of shots, which were, you know, but I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Just try and hit the ball. And Anthony Elanga, Billy.
How long's he on for?
77 minutes he came on for, so 20 minutes. Because we played 7 minutes of injury time, didn't we? So
Well, he did piss all either.
he didn't do anything. He
No,
gave the ball away about 3 times.
Yeah, I'll give him a 2.5.
Yeah, 2 for me. Just no impact at all. And finally, Eddie Howe, Billy.
What, he started giving 2?
Yeah.
I ain't giving him that many.
I didn't think you would, to be fair.
Formations, substitutions, the messages, the mixed messages, the communication, the panicking. That's one of his, if not the worst managerial performance that he's actually given us.
Yeah,
everything he did was it was like the opposite of King Midas, wasn't he? Everything he touched turned to shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 0.
Yeah, that's what I've given Billy. And you know what? There's a lot of zeros in the chat as well. So, we're certainly not far out on that, according to the viewers. He did mess it up yesterday, but there is going to be stages where he does mess things up. It's the panic that worries me, though, Billy. It's the panic that he gets into when things aren't going well. Yeah. That's the thing for me. We're losing a game. We ain't got a plan B, and that terrifies me because we sort of just throw everybody on and see what happens. And
that's worse than that. I don't think we had a plan A yesterday.
Well, I mean, that's actually fair comment. Fair comment. But obviously, there's no man of the match poll to check at the end of the show, guys. So that is it for tonight. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Hopefully, the Mackhams will not get a result tonight because it means they go second in the table, I believe, if they win tonight, Billy. So, listen, it's all about us, though. That's all that we can think of is Newcastle United right now. And hopefully things will improve. We will be back tomorrow night live at 7 o'clock with a preview of the Bilbao game. Also, if there's any news, I will be doing videos, etc. tomorrow. There's not enough news to do a live breakfast show at the minute. So if there is, I'll do one. But obviously, the news normally filters in through to mid-morning and things like that. So keep your eyes open for either a live or a video. We'll keep you up to date on all the Newcastle United news right here. But thank you for your super chats and memberships. Mods, thank you. Billy, thank you. And, listen, guys, try and stay positive. It's hopefully Stato's right, and that's the real rocket up their arses that we need to turn things around. And suddenly we'll now start playing some decent stuff in the Premier League. But time will tell. But we will see you all again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night, folks, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
How are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out the breeze.